YouTubers, welcome back to another episode of Maxwell Starr's Beer Review. Tonight we're going to take a look at something absolutely special that is brand new at our NBL stores here in New Brunswick. I am so excited to try some more products from these guys because we don't get very many of them here. Going to take a look at a Unibroue product, Don de Dieu, the gift of God, or actually named after Samuel de Champlain's ship back in the old exploration days. This is a triple, Belgian-style Tripel, made with wheat malt. So, to get with the story here, this is the Don de Dieu de Tadoussac. The Don de Dieu in Tadoussac, June 3rd, 1608, under the command of Samuel de Champlain de Brouage. Commissioned by King of France to pursue the exploration of this vast and inhospitable land called America. So, it is a beer very similar to another beer of theirs called La Fin de Monde, which, actually, I'm going to use my La Fin de Monde glass tonight for this one. Now, the difference is with this one is that La Fin de Monde is a very, very sweet candy-like beer that is made with just regular, barley malt. This one here uses wheat malt, so in that respect, she's going to be a bit more similar or a hybrid between this and like a Belgian-style wit beer. So, I have had the opportunity to have a couple of these, considering I bought a 6-pack of them. So maybe my review is going to be a little biased because I already know what to think of it, but I'm not going to lead too much on. Just crack it open here and take a look. Now, this is a big beer. This comes in 9% ABV. I think that's about the same as La Fin de Monde is. I can check. I've got a bottle I'm cellaring of La Fin de Monde in the bedroom. In a wine box, in a cool spot in the corner. Look at that. Now, I had a Unibroue La Fin de Monde bottle about a couple weeks ago when they had Belgian Sunday or something. And so it's in recent memory what La Fin de Monde looks like. And this one, it looks very much the same. The big puffy white head, the cloudy beige appearance, with slightly orange hue to it. Although I think that this one's got a slightly darker hue, maybe. A little bit more grayish, almost. And there is quite a bit of sediment in there. And I didn't shake up the bottle like I probably should have. So there's probably a little bit of sediment left in the bottle. Now, it's debatable whether you really want the sediment from a Belgian-style beer in the bottle. There's a lot of flavors that can be had from the yeast, especially in your German-style beers, but generally in your Belgian styles, they can just lead to, problems the next day, if you know what I mean. So, looking at it here, it's got carbonation streaming up the sides of my nice Unibroue glass. Very, very carbonated looking beer, but the head's dying off, but it's still quite a bit of head there. Keep in mind that this glass is larger than, 341 milliliters, so it's going to hold a lot more and have a lot more space in there. So really, that's a really nice looking beer. And I'm getting some of the smells off of this already, which is really nice. So let's cut to that. Now, as I was standing around talking about it, I really got this nice fresh orange juice smell in the air. That little bit of like a almost salty in a way, but this tangy, fruity, pulpy kind of orange juice smell as you're generally waving this thing around and like, breakfast. So it's got a really nice sniff to it. And it's also slightly spicy in a certain way, where it's got these nice smells of like a bright coriander, maybe a hint of clove buried deep in there as well. But a lot of it is this like nice smells of this nice orange and what's that one? Like a white pear, a little bit pear. Comparing it again to La Fin de Monde, which this is similar to, La Fin de Monde is a lot more deeper in its malts. This one doesn't have quite the level of sweetness. And there's not as much of those. It's a little bit more citrusy than it is anything else. It smells just like fresh orange juice, to be honest. Nice, lightly sweet. And subtly spicy, so it's really got a really nice nose to it. And decently complex. So it's nice. I really like the smell of this one. Take a sip. As you take a drink, there's a nice little bit of like a... The first thing you notice is a slightly, not slightly, so much slightly boozy. The alcohol is masked fairly well. But there's a very warming, malty sweetness that comes straight through the back of the mouth. But it's also very dry and disappears quickly. Leaving a little bit of like a tangy... How can I describe that? There's a bit of a tiny bit of toasted wheat grain. But it's mostly this little bit of like a tangy aftertaste that's left in the back of your mouth. It's almost similar to like the kind of tangy aftertaste you have in having a can of beans, but not the like kind of like the molasses pork beans kind. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't taste bad in any way, and if you don't like beans, it's not going to really offend you. It's just kind of what it reminds me of. Up front, you get these really fruity tastes. You get this white grape and this pear kind of flavors, along with this bit of orange juice through the mouth, and it's a really sweet, rich orange juice, but not quite to the sweet and rich scale as we would expect from a typical Belgian-style triple. And it's got this yeasty twang to it. That's probably where that saltiness comes from. This almost salty tang. And a slightly grainy texture to the body of the beer. But one thing that that dryness does for it is it doesn't really weigh heavy in your mouth. I mean, it's a medium weight beer, all things considered, and I really wouldn't drink too many of these, but you probably lose track of how many of these you've had, given just how dry this thing is. You really want to take another drink, because this dries your mouth right out. Anyway, I'm going to sit down with this one, and I'll be right back. And I'm back with Unibroue's Don de Dieu. So, what did I think about this particular beer? I gotta say, I like it. I maybe not quite like it as much as La Fin de Monde, but that might just be me. But it's got a really nice taste. And as I started drinking, as it warmed up, because it was somewhat cold when I opened it, I left it outside of the fridge for a while to warm up a bit. But now that I've gotten it up closer to room temperature, I noticed that a little bit of can of beans taste that was in the back that I was talking about kind of blends with the sweetness and makes more of like a banana flavor almost. Maybe a little bit more citrusy. I can see also a little bit of like a pineapple note in there as well. But it's mainly like this pulpy, like an orange juice kind of taste, like a sweet orange or like a very yellow orange. But a very nice yeasty backbone that really dries you out. This is definitely a world-class beer, folks. I'd recommend you try this if you get a hold of this, and it's really nice pleasure to see that New Brunswick Liquors finally brought some beer in with some real class. To go along with, I guess, the new lineup of budget beers, I guess, but you know what? It's really nice to see something like this. Don de Dieu is excellent. My personal thoughts with Unibroue is I still like Trois Pistoles and La Fin de Monde a little bit better than this one, but this is going to be one of the, I can see myself buying this again. Since it's available here in 6-packs, I'm a little excited to be able to get this from now on. So, New Brunswick Liquor, keep stocking this. And I'm going to give this one a 4.5 out of 5. Truly a world-class beer. I'd definitely give it a try, and if you have it in your area or have the ability to get a bottle of this, to definitely get a hold of one and try it. Anyway, beer tubers, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Talk to you later. Cheers.